You're watching Mental Health with Marcie, and I'm Marcie. In today's video, we are going to talk about my top 5 tips for washing your hair when you're depressed. And if you've watched my previous video about why showering when depressed is the hardest thing ever, you'll know that very similarly, if not the same, washing your hair when you're depressed is just like a whole thing. And it probably depends on the person, depending on how long your hair is. Even though my hair is shorter now, it's still a whole thing. When my hair was much longer, I was like, I don't want to wash this hair. It seems like a lot of work. But regardless of your hair length or lack thereof, I have some tips for you that may apply to showering in general, but also specifically to washing your hair. I will link that other video down below if you are interested in watching it, if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, let's get into it. So tip number 5, listen to music. And so this is something that I've been doing probably, I don't know, lots of years. I was like several years, I don't know, a long time. Is I have like a little one of those speaker things in my bathroom, and so I'm able to just talk to it and put on music, or you could use your phone or whatever like device that you like. But for me, it's just really helpful to have something to kind of distract my mind. Of course, none of these tips, this one included, are going to work for everyone in every circumstance, but for me, that's like the one of the things that like I physically will not shower without music on. Like I will not. So for me, that's a big help when it comes to washing my hair and kind of encouraging myself to do so. So tip number 4, watch television. And so you might be wondering, how can you watch TV in the shower? Well, just you wait. So I have this little plastic thing that sticks to the back of the shower. And so I can put my phone in it, and it like covers up the phone screen so it doesn't get wet. And so I'm able to watch whatever I want while I shower. And to be honest with you, I pretty much always skip the listening to music and go to the watching TV. The only thing about that is, at least for the one I have, you want to like play it first. Because you are still able to navigate through the plastic a little bit with the touch screen, but not a ton. And then I always try to make sure I have like a long enough video for the amount of shower or washing hair that I want to take. So for me, like I pretty much always exclusively watch TV. I will, if I can find that little shower thing, I'll link it down below. I will just note you have to make sure it fits your phone, and that also that it actually sticks to your shower depending on what your shower is made of. But for me, that's been the best thing. I'm sure other people can position their phones strategically right outside the shower and look at them as well, or whatever method works for you. It's just, for me, it doesn't feel like such a chore if I have something to do and to watch. Okay, tip number 3. We're going in reverse order, as you probably figured out by now. This one is asking for help. And this might seem a little crazy. Be like, do I just like ask somebody else to wash my hair? But I 100% have done this many times. And of course, this is not always an option depending on your situation. If you have friends and family members who you feel comfortable asking them to wash your hair, but it's 100% totally fine to ask somebody else to wash your hair for you. And that could even be going to get your hair cut at a salon so then they can wash your hair for you. It could be any kind of situation, but sometimes you just can't wash your damn hair. And so that's why I found that if you have someone in your life who's able to help you with that, it makes a big difference. And that can be like directly in the shower or over a sink or whatever method feels right for you. But that's been something that's been a lifesaver for me. And number 2, my favorite friend, dry shampoo. And so you'll know, well, you might not know, but now you'll know that I do not wash my hair all that much anymore. Mostly because I'm lazy, and not because I'm lazy, but whatever. Reasons, multiple reasons. Laziness and depression and other reasons. Um, but dry shampoo is a freaking lifesaver. I know I just said that about asking for help, but it's amazing. If you haven't tried it, it just makes it so your hair doesn't look greasy like your roots. I mean, technically, this is a bad example because technically my hair is clean. It does look a little like shit, but it is clean. But otherwise, like second day hair, third day hair, etc., I will use some dry shampoo, and my hair is like pretty greasy. And so for me, like dry shampoo is it. It's like I don't even have to wash my hair. That's like the tip. Just don't wash it. Just use dry shampoo. And so for me, that's just like been amazing because it feels like I'm able to go out or at least be on a video call and look semi-presentable without actually having to get in the shower or wash my hair. So highly, highly recommend dry shampoo. Any brand works for you. This is the one I use, but feel free to use whatever works for your hair type. And last but not least, tip number 1 for washing your hair when you're depressed. Just don't wash it. That's the tip. Just don't do it. And so if you've heard me talk in other videos about just kind of accepting where you are and feeling that depression, and in that original video about showering when depressed, just feeling impossible, sometimes you just can't wash your hair, and you just don't. You try all of the methods, and of course, I'm sure there's a multitude of other methods besides the ones I've listed. These are just personal ones that have worked for me in certain circumstances, but there's plenty of times where I'm just like, nope, can't even dry shampoo it. Like, even that is too much, and that's okay. And so, honestly, I would really just recommend listening to yourself, listening to your body, how you're feeling, and also not making yourself feel bad about not washing your hair. If you're like, oh, well, I had to ask somebody for help, like, I feel so weak. Like, no, that is a freaking sign of bravery and strength to ask somebody for help. And dry shampoo counts just as much as regular. Mark my words, quote me on that. I just decided that in terms of the depression scale, looks just as good, and lots of other people who are not depressed use it just the same. So you are validated. And then again, sometimes it just isn't possible to wash your hair, and that's okay. And I will try to get my inner critic out a little bit, as my therapist always tells me. He's like, stop saying bad things about yourself, Marcie. And I'm like, yeah, I did say my hair looked like shit earlier, so do what I say, not what I do. But sometimes just accepting ourselves and realizing that in this moment, washing my hair is not going to make me feel better. Sometimes it does. Sometimes getting in there, feeling clean, does help you feel better, but sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes that's just not an option, and it's not possible. And that's okay. And so that's why I feel like there's just a multitude of options to try it out. But I will say, really, the big ones for me have been watching TV and then also the dry shampoo. They have made a huge difference in my life, and I've implemented them in the last year or so, less than that, last 6 months. And so they have just been amazing, because then I'm like, I just feel such a weight lifted off me that, I have the dry shampoo available if I'm not able to wash my hair. And then also just like the watching TV thing, I just, like I said, I cannot shower without watching TV anymore. Like, it's physically not possible. I'm sure I could, but I don't, because I choose not to. And that's why I can enjoy watching something, enjoying that, and forgetting about the fact that I have to wash my hair, because that seems like a lot of work. So anyway, these are my 5 tips for washing your hair when you're depressed. Do you have any other tips that work for you? Is there anything that helps you get yourself in the shower or actually physically wash your hair? Let me know in the comments down below. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and stay well, my friends.